Nước Ả Rập. À, xe hiện đại không? Là những thùng rác, mỗi nhà ít nhất 2 thùng, các nhà 3 thùng. Tiền lên nhà đẹp hơn. Ban công. Mà có hàng rào trước. Cái gì vậy thì ra coi không? Tiết kiệm gạch. Bỏ được thùng rác. Chỉ ở được xe đạp. Đấy, khó đó. À, khó đó.
Họ cũng mất. Lấy bánh xe nè, lấy yên xe nè.
Nó lấy xe con về xong nó đi đến banh rồi. Tháo chi?
Mình nhôm luôn. Đang đâu, mình đang ở đâu? Mình đang lên đầu lên đi.
Cái chiều này á, cái chiều này sẽ đi.
Chỉ biết được người ta ngồi ta livestream từ thời đến cuối luôn.
Ngồi xe buýt hoặc map á, thấy nó đi lộ.
Rất là lật đật đi lên á. Để ông chưa trễ. Để viết kia đi chậm chút. Nghĩ là một.
Chở nhiều to.
Thấy màu đỏ không mà, đúng không? Đỏ không con.
Này muốn đúng chắc là tàu điện ngầm. Cái tàu này chưa phải là cái tàu này.
Không chứ chưa đi cái tàu đây, đúng không? Cái này nữa
Mình.
Please keep your belongings safe. Pickpockets operate at this station.
Nhà ghe vít thôi.
đẹp hả? chợ du lịch á.
Đằng kia đây đi các tỉnh ngoài linh tinh.
Cái nhà đây bị dầu rồi.
À.
Đây.
Căn đó mấy triệu.
Ở trước không phải giờ đấy.
Khu này trước đẹp hơn.
Khu này trước có nhà rác này.
Nhìn sang hơn.
Toilet lên tàu không?
Mình là
7 giờ 57 phân.
8 rưỡi.
Có chưa? Một cái dí là đeo về này. Hỏi mấy công giơ tay lên như này mà biết của xe nào nữa chứ, màu gì
đi đâu nữa. Giờ phải qua cái cổng đây nữa.
Vô chứ.
Qua cổng đây nữa. Ở đây đây là để nhớ đi đúng không?
Phía sau.
Hả?
Phía sau.
That's Michael.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Fantastic. Good morning. The other 16 turn up later, right?
Good morning.
Thank you.
Trên đây ông.
Good morning.
Đây cũng được.
You well
Đây
this
cũng
morning?
được.
Anywhere apart from the front row.
Phía sau đây.
Thank you.
Sau đi. Hả?
Chỗ đây cả toilet.
Có tầng dưới. Good morning. Good morning. Này ngôn ngữ tiếng Anh chuẩn bị nghe, bấm nút vô nghe.
Right. Shut the door so you've got a bit of
Okay, so it's time to say good morning. Good morning and welcome. Here we are. Before we get any further, yes, we are just missing a couple of people now. We're only waiting for the bus in front of us to move. Then once that moves, we start moving. Then let's also say good morning to the... Oh, very nice. My name is Peter. I'll be your guide for today. Good morning, Peter. So, or espresso martini or gin and tonic or something, you reach up, you press that button. And then you sit back and you wait and you relax. And then whenever we get to both of the places that we're going to, has the word toilet written on it. Yes, there is a toilet in there. It is not going to be the best one that you ever use in your life because it's in a small box in a moving vehicle. But it's there. Very unpleasant for everybody involved. So that's why. At your own pace. We won't go around as 40 people go, look at this chair, look at this sword, look at this painting. But we're aiming for somewhere around about 6 o'clock getting back this evening, and we're going to stop pretty much exactly here. which hopefully sounds more or less like what everybody was expecting. Yep, and even if it doesn't, London. So if we look on the right hand side at the moment, we can see a low yellow brick wall with lots of security measures on the top. Here on the right hand side, his house in central London. We are not 100% sure why there is so much security on the wall. Is it really to stop us from getting in? Or his local MP, his local politician, and said to them, oh, well, what can I do to try and get a job? And the politician said, I can't help you. Go and see somebody more important than me. So that's exactly what he did, and he went to see the Queen in a very unofficial manner. If we're looking on the right here, you can see in a statue on horseback over on the right hand side. He was our Prime Minister for 2 times actually in the early part of the 1800s, and he was also a big military leader in the early part of it. We do see people out there on bikes. Sometimes you see people on horseback in Hyde Park as well. I can't see anybody at the moment, but at the weekend sometimes you do see people on horses in Hyde Park. But we often forget, as we get a little bit further down the road, we're going to head towards Knightsbridge, which is a very big shopping. To Harrods already? Have you been here? Yeah. Even if you're not going to spend any money, it's well worth going to Harrods just to have a look into the church. It's really very intricate inside. But we can see the 3 museums on the right hand side here. The V&A Victoria and Albert Museum, which is full of furniture, fashion, artwork. It started life as the Museum of Applied Arts, so things which have a function as well as being beautiful. Then let's keep looking on the right hand side. We'll see this modern looking building, the Science Museum, and then we'll see a dinosaur over the fence from Peru who likes eating marmalade sandwiches. Paddington, in the film about 20 years ago, the one with Nicole Kidman in. Anyway, Nicole Kidman's character tries to steal Paddington to make him an exhibit. Gloucester Road and towards Earl's Court. Then you'll find lots of hotels, for example, on the left hand side. But originally they were old houses. Thank you. Here on the left hand side. There you go. The film director. You'll find these blue plaques, we call them. It's a little blue circle on a wall with someone's name on it. You'll find nearly 1,000 of them around London, showing you where famous people have lived at various points. Sometimes the people are not that famous, but if you see one, head over, have a look at it. Still nowadays as well, about 80% of them are for men. It is something which is being changed. That goes, but imagine that this was not a Sunday, it was a weekday. You can imagine time of day, of course it would. It's the same thing as in every other big city around the world. Something, you didn't need me to tell you that at all, but something I will tell you is that we've worked out recently that the average speed of a vehicle going through central London is something like 9 miles per hour. Pretty slow, however you want to look at it. Also, 100 years ago, the average speed, people in their 70s, people in their 60s, even a bit younger than that as well, will still understand Fahrenheit. People even younger than that as well will understand Fahrenheit. But all of the weather on the TV and the newspapers and everything has been in Celsius for so many years now. But we sell some liquids by the pint and we sell some liquids by the milliliter. Beer is of course by the pint, and then wine or orange juice or Coca-Cola is by the milliliter. So we mix and match between the two, even in the same building. The big problem is that a pint is 568 milliliters. So a logical thing to do, let's make it a half liter, 500. But if you did that, you would have people on the street rioting. We're now coming through an area which is called Chiswick, which I know we've got some people on board English as your first language, we've got some people on board English as your fifth language, some people on board maybe don't speak English, but you know how the letters should sound. It's written Chiswick. So surely to anybody, that should be Chiswick, shouldn't it? Yes, I agree. But we get incredibly lazy, and there are so many places around central London. It's very difficult to get the local pronunciation right. Even somewhere as famous as Leicester, they will be going into Heathrow. At the moment, we're coming through an area called Brentford, and you will see the soccer stadium for Brentford over on your left-hand side in just a couple of moments when we come. Many people think about it. Inside London, we have about 9.6 million people living here. We have over 300 different native languages. Has for thousands of years been a city which has been attracting people in from the outside. In many ways, London is not an English city. London is an international city, which I hope that many of us have realised. Also, as we're coming out, something I know that's very odd for many of you. You're looking over on the right, see all these houses. Lots of them have mim. It's the law. We have to. Now, really, most of the stories.
mày điều khiển từ xe hả? Hả? Cao tốc cũng kẹt xe luôn. Kẹt nổi luôn, nói dài luôn.
Đâu mà gì mà người ta thấy đất nó giòn bằng bằng vậy. Ông cũng lắc ông mà kêu đi. Dúng giống như bữa mà đợt là đi đâu đi
Là mới thấy lại nhãn hiệu ESO. Hồi xưa cái gọi vô ESO đổ xanh.
Practical bits when you've all actually woken up and we're all ready to get to Stonehenge. So let's think just a little bit about the story of Stonehenge, what's going on there. I think for all of us we can start with the name, and we can split the name into two halves, stone and henge. Now the stones, yes, there are some very large standing stones in Stonehenge. There are two types of stone in Stonehenge. The very, very big ones are called sarsen stones, and the biggest of them weigh about between 30 and 35 tons. To give you an idea, that's, imagine this coach with all of us on it and full of luggage, and double it, and it's still not quite getting to that point. So it's a huge weight that we have in these massive stones, which have come from about 20 miles or about 30 kilometers away of Stonehenge. And this is the one I can tell you the answer that we know 100% is that we don't know what the original purpose of Stonehenge was. But we do know what it has been used for since it's been created. So, has it been a giant temple? Yes. It's still used as a place of worship by people today. Druids, people, pagans, people who worship multiple gods, they still use Stonehenge as a temple today. Sometimes you see people up there. Another thing that Stonehenge has been used for, to the party when it came to agriculture here on this island. But we start about 4,500 years ago, and when you live in a village and you grow crops, it becomes very important to know the time of the year, because you need to know when you can harvest, how long your food has to last until you're harvesting your crops again. So as I say, that becomes much more important. Before, people were hunter-gatherers. They just collected food or killed an animal, ate it, and then carried on. But then timings become important. So we see here in Stonehenge, it's representative of a big turning point in society on this island, going from being hunter-gatherers to being people living in cities, villages, farms, living in the same place.
Nhà riêng biệt này.
So we see a big change in society. Anyway, let's move on to think just a little bit about the practicalities of what's going to happen when we get here to Stonehenge. Now, first of all, Jodie's going to drop us in the coach park. Maybe there are some people on the coach who've been to Stonehenge before, and it was many, many, many years ago. Video guide for Stonehenge while you're up there, then you can listen to it on that. In theory. Sometimes these boxes do not work. If you really, really, really want the audio guide for Stonehenge, then the other thing that you could do now, before we get there, is to use your cell phone, connect it to the Wi-Fi, and search for the app for English Heritage Stonehenge, and then that has the audio guide on it as well, which is perhaps more likely to work. So if you do want the audio guide while you're up there, then you can go onto your phone, connect to the Wi-Fi network. Remember, the password is Stonehenge123, and then just search in your app store for Stonehenge, and it'll give you the official app, which will also play the audio guide. The only difference is you have to press the button as you go around, but that's all. Also, if you don't want to listen to the audio guide, that's fine. You can just go up there and enjoy it, and take some pictures, and soak up the atmosphere, and then head back down. Of course, the shuttle will bring you back down to the coach, but on the way back down, the shuttle drops you off, and they force you to exit via the gift shop. It's like everywhere in the world. Here in the gift shop in Stonehenge, they have almost anything you can possibly imagine in the shape of Stonehenge. Now, don't imagine too much, but chocolate shaped like Stonehenge. A version of chess, the board game, where the pieces are like the stones from Stonehenge. A bowling game where you can knock Stonehenge over. T-shirts, hoodies, caps, umbrellas, sunglasses, all with Stonehenge on them. I jest a little bit, but it's actually a really good gift shop here at Stonehenge. Next to the gift shop, next to the coach park where we'll get off, and then next to the gift shop there are bathrooms. There are no bathrooms right up next to Stonehenge, so use them when you get off the coach and use them before you get back on. There is also a little museum next to the gift shop as well. I would suggest that you go up to see Stonehenge first, then come back down, then see the gift shop, cafe, little museum. So that's our plan at the moment. It's the other thing. The drive from here back to Windsor is going to be hopefully about 1 hour and a half. So as always, and I know that it's sunny. Oh, it rained a lot yesterday. Yeah. Anyway, we're obsessed with the weather because it changes all the time. Also, look at some of the plants. You see they're moving around. It's quite windy. When you're at Stonehenge, you're going to be up on the top of a hill. It's not the end of the world. Let's set our during the day. Our meeting place will always be back on this vehicle, on this coach, and we'll set our departure time for 12. So not just today, but any day while you're traveling, never leave stuff like your passport, medication. To the office here, get the tickets for you. You need to see me before you get on to the shuttle. Okay, because I need to give you another ticket, which is another wristband on the shuttle by then. But being back of it, can you see this building on the right? That's the gift shop, the cafes, the museum. You see the people with the yellow jackets on there? They're pointing you down towards the shuttle bus. I'll be coming across with you to the shuttle bus. All these people are going to get there before you. They're going to get on the one before you. They run every 3-4 minutes.
Đồ xe ở đâu?
Đây là xe lớn á.
Xe của cái công ty tới nè.
Đông người ta tới đây.
Đây còn chỗ.
Thông báo rất là
If we look over on the right, you see there's a big sign that says English Heritage Stonehenge. This building on our right hand side that's close by to, we'll see it properly in a minute again. I will be standing next to that with your tickets.
What?
Very, very surely. So here we are. Bring with you anything that you need. Remember, 12:45 they will be back. So I start heading off the coach and walking down to the left hand side. You can see
Dạ, có là mình 4 cái là
Kêu vô tiếp nữa.
Đeo tiếp lần nữa. Ticket again.
hello. How many people? Just one. This is the ticket.
Cái chị kia là đồ Hàn Quốc mà.
The walking passage.
Đi bộ đi đường này, đi shuttle đi đường này, em chọn đi đường nào?
Shuttle đi.
Okay, that hill, like, you estimate the weight?
It's hard to say. Yeah. Everyone have their wristband.
Chị biết cái gì? Chị biết cái gì?
Đi bộ khoảng 30 cây.
Cái đường chị biết đi bộ này 30 phút.
Đi bộ 30 phút. Đi không?
Còn lại thì chị biết cái gì? Là chị biết đi cái gì? Là chị biết đi nhanh nhanh.
Xa 30, đi bộ 30 phút.
Mình đi bộ chừng nào đi ra?
Mình đi bộ 30 phút, đi về 30 phút là hết 1 tiếng.
Hết 1 tiếng mất rồi.
Mấy cái tour nó còn đi 3 điểm đi trong chừng đó.
Giờ tối.
Về 9 giờ, 10 giờ.
Chứ không phải như sim mình ráng kêu lần đâu.
Đa số phụ nữ đây nó sẽ dạng
Điếm người ạ.
Hết.
Receiving.
dư Ồ, đông ghê. Không tiếp. Good morning. Ngồi vô trong ấy. Xin hỏi luôn một cán nữa.
Đây có đứng mà.
visitor shuttle bus to Stonehenge. Your journey will take about 5 minutes, passing through the rolling landscape of the World Heritage Site. For your safety, if you are standing, please hold onto the rails at all times. On the way, you'll be able to spot some of the other prehistoric sites that make up a complex of monuments surrounding Stonehenge. Some of the monuments date from before the time of Stonehenge, some from the same time, and some were built after construction work at Stonehenge ended. All of the sites described are on the map in the free orientation leaflet. Much of the rest of southern England was more densely forested at the time. This might be why people chose to build monuments here on the open chalk grassland. The wood on the ridge is known as Fargo Wood, and if you'd like to walk part of the way to Stonehenge, you can get off here. Push the 0.7 miles in length and runs on the left-hand side, parallel with the road you're travelling on. On this left side of the bus, you should be able to see some low have all your personal belongings with you. Don't forget that you can set off for a walk in the landscape around Stonehenge afterwards if you wish. We hope you enjoy your visit.
Lớn hết chứ hả?
Cái cục đá thôi mà Nguyên ra tới đây mới thấy.
Have a lovely day. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great
Thank
day.
you.
Thank you. Have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Làm xuống chưa?
Chưa. Kìa. Xuống sâu kìa. Đáng lẽ là nó làm cái bãi vô trong này chút, ta bớt cái phương tiện vô cho biết di chuyển đi. Bám ruộng làm gì?
Không muốn ngồi nhìn thấy không?
À, muốn em mà nhìn thấy đúng không?
từ thời kỳ đồ đồng đồ đá.
Đơn giản các cục đá không vậy. Tới nùm nượp,
Đá không mà đi
tới nùm nượp,
nượp
đi có một ngày trời.
nượp từ sáng tới trưa mới tới đây.
Đi từ 5 giờ sáng này.
3 triệu anh.
3 triệu 6.
3 triệu 6 anh.
Ừ.
Wow.
Từ sáng giờ mất ngày không cho anh. Đó. Du lịch
Đi tìm cục đá.
để tìm lời ru mặt trời.
Đi tìm cục đá. Lời ru mặt trời. Từ sáng giờ. Đi mặt đá của cái đây là ở trên cái ấy của mà cái trên cái máy tính mà cái
Đá cái hình nền đó.
hình nền
Windows á.
Windows á.
Ừ. Nổi tiếng tới giờ.
Giờ đã thấy.
One way step.
Người nườm nượp. Nườm nượp người ơi là cười. Ôi cái cục đá lớn á chứ bà.
Tôi nhớ đâu.
Chờ nó lên. Không, cái cục đá lớn hả? Sao mà người ta khiêng lên sao hay nữa ta? Đi tìm cục đá.
Nhìn ngoài kia đang ngược sáng.
Phía này bị ngược sáng, qua phía kia chụp mới rõ.
Nó cái mùa xuân, giờ mùa hè cỏ cháy.
Và người ta đào cho.
Anh giờ thấy cục đá chưa?
Gọi là đi tìm mà cục đá của
Ru mặt trời. Bỏ máy bỏ. Đi cục đá đây mà đi một ngày trời, mất 100 bảng, tương đương với 3,5 triệu, mà không có ăn đói meo rau. Ở đây trước kìa.
অনেকে ওয়েট করছে, চলে
Chụp ạ. Đây chụp quan này. Cạo cái áo khoác qua đây. Walk forward. Walk. Chưa cạo.
nè, em quay làm thế em đi. Nó chụp thế đó.
Ừ.
Gió, nắm ra cho nó.
Vậy cái dây đây không? Đưa cái ba lô đây chỉ làm cái dây không?
Chụp sát dưới đó, chụp lên mới nhảy được. Nè, 1, 2, 3 nè. 1, 2, 3 bấm nha. 1, 2, 3.
Rồi, action.
Antonio, come walk with me, buddy. Please.
Yeah.
Come walk with me. What food do you think you're going to? I think you're a pretty cool guy. Are you whinging or talking? Yeah. You'd be a common street pitcher. Not even like half of one of his foot gone.
Kuya mo naman sige kaputol na yung kwan, hindi man yung kailangan.
가방 눌렀더니 물이 쭉 들어가.
여기서 찍었어요. 지금이라도 찍을래?
자 보내줘 알지?
사람들 다 갤럭시로 지워버리고 있다.
레레 요요요요요.
셀카라다. Lagi te contaba. Gusto pa ka naman. Ipoto na.
Mas porque ela era só foto.
Wala kaya ako wala ba? Basta ni sila na. ¿Qué pasa?
Okay, from here it looks more like Stonehenge.
Yeah.
And I think. Yeah, but just show them to each other. Show them what happened last time.
Thank you so much. Sorry. Thank you.
Em bé.
Continued to visit Stonehenge during the Roman period, leaving a variety of objects, such as coins and pottery fragments. It might have been regarded as a temple at that time. Stonehenge as we see it today is a ruin. It has suffered from 4,000 years of decay and destruction. By 1740, the earliest accurate plan was drawn, many stones had already fallen, and some had been removed from the site, probably for use as building material. From this attraction, visitors carved their names on the sarcens and chipped off souvenir pieces from the stones. The owner, Sir Edmund Antrobus, enclosed the site in 1901 and introduced an entrance fee, employing a policeman to ensure visitor safety and prevent damage. In the same year, the first restoration project took place, when one of the dangerously leaning stones, remaining upright at the Great Trilithium, was returned to a vertical position. The Antrobus family sold Stonehenge in 1915, and it was purchased by Cecil Chuck, a local, for £6,600. 3 years later, Cecil and his wife Mary donated it to the nation. Subsequently, there was a period of major restoration when many of the stones were set in concrete. At the same time, extensive archaeological excavations took place. Further restoration in the 1950s and 1960s helped to secure the monument for the future. Today, Stonehenge and the monuments around it are designated as a World Heritage Site and receive over 1 million visitors a year from all over the world. If you'd like to find out more about Stonehenge and the fascinating later history of this area, a guidebook is available to purchase in the shop. If you're staying nearby, we recommend a visit to our partner museums, Salisbury Museum in Salisbury and Wiltshire Museum in Devizes. There you can see more prehistoric objects from this area and learn about the archaeologists and antiquaries who discovered the history of this landscape. We are now arriving at the visitor centre. If you haven't done so already, please feel free to explore our exhibition, stay for something to eat or drink in our cafe, and browse the shop. As you leave the bus, please take care and ensure you have all your personal belongings with you. On behalf of English Heritage and the Stonehenge team, we hope you enjoyed your visit to From.
Chín phút nữa mà.
Nên chập lẹ để hết giờ. Được mấy. Bà cổ đại này.
Yeah, that's fine.
Đưa chụp lại cho nhanh. Nhà tranh trong đó cái gì đâu vô. Như nhà quê mình.
Chụp tấm ảnh cho đây.
Em đây. Đây. Lộn đường.
Đây con. Đây xe hâu. Chạy ra ngã kia mà sao kêu vô đó. I was just going.
Here in Stonehenge, and everybody's feeling refreshed and rejuvenated from the magical powers of Stonehenge, and we're all feeling happy and healthy after seeing Stonehenge. It is time for us now to start heading back on through to Windsor. I was just talking to one of the other drivers here who was involved in that crash that we saw the van on the side there, but unfortunately no serious, well, some serious damage to the metal of the vehicles, but no damage to human beings from everything I've heard about that crash that was on the way up through here to Stonehenge. So we came past, so at least that's good news. Anyway, we will be heading out into, you see loads of the countryside. We've already seen loads of the countryside here in Stonehenge as well.
Ta quay chỗ khác tao quay lại nữa.
So the area all around us here is called the Salisbury Plain. It's nothing to do with Salisbury Steaks, but it is to do with the city of Salisbury, which is not far away from us here, only about 9 miles away or so. 25 minutes drive or so away from us. All these cars over here on the left as well, lots of local people coming out to see Stonehenge. It is on one of the main roads going down to the southwest of England. So if you imagine a map of England, and there's a bit at the bottom left that sticks out, it kind of looks like a foot sticking out at the bottom of it. That is Cornwall and Devon, the two counties down there. And the road that you saw when you were up at Stonehenge, with all the traffic going up and down it, we're about to go into that now. It's got the A303. It's one of the main ways down to the southwest of England, which is a big holiday destination. Look at these sheep on the left. Nobody try and count all of the sheep in the field, because you know what happens when you count sheep? You fall asleep. Very bad joke there, but anyway, cherries. But these ones from this in this lay-by here on the left-hand side, they actually they come from about 2 fields because we are about to go past Stonehenge. So you're going to see your final views of Stonehenge over on the left-hand side in just a moment's time when we get past over the hill. The railways, towns, villages and cities. So yeah, we are crowded because we crowd in just to a very small part of the country. So we can see the tallest stone, that little bump. Then there would have been a socket, a hole in the horizontal one, and they fit together. The horizontal one has been lost. It's been taken away. A lot of the stone's been used for building other things, especially if we go back into the 1600s. There's a time when the Puritans were around and many people down the street. But what really does show you what's happened with farming is that 20 years ago that same average was more like 45,000. Inflation should tell you it should have gone up, but in fact it's gone down. Farmers used to get lots of money, and they lost it, some of it, because of the biggest political decision in this country over the last 10-15 years.
Quá trời luôn, tai nạn quá trời luôn.
Nowadays, many farmers, they do something different. Like they'll use the land for solar panels, and you probably saw it on the way in if you're awake, and if you weren't, you'll see it on the way back out now in the next 10 minutes or so. You'll see loads of solar panels around. That's one other one. So while we're on the way back towards Windsor, let's just think very briefly. Let's also just do a quick check to see how awake we are. No, it's still pretty awesome. Eventually crowned as our new king on Christmas Day, 25th of December in 1066 in Westminster Abbey in London. Now the Westminster Abbey then did not look the same as the Westminster Abbey you'll see today, but was in the same place and it had the same function. it was the place for coronation ceremonies and for royal funerals and sometimes royal weddings, which is exactly what it's still used for today. So William's Crown then, not going to last forever, it's going to rot, you could burn it down, and it's not that great for a defensive building, but when it was first built it was made out of wood, and it was what's called a motte and bailey castle. A motte is an artificial hill that you build by digging up all the ground in one place and putting it all in one other place, and generally in other places. So we don't need a defensive ring of castles around London, but we do need a residence, royal residence for the king, which is exactly what it's.
Đây gọng bên mông ăn làm giỏi.
Nó tỉa hết rồi.
Để cho lên cái cây.
Nó tỉa khúc dưới hết rồi.
Cho nó thẳng ha. Bây giờ trồng thưa vậy.
Nó chặt quá rồi.
Hay là nó chiếm nó chỗ này nó trồng chiếm thấp. Đây mặt tiền. Đây cái cao thông này mới trồng. Đó.
Phòng đẹp quá. Lúc này mới là nhà.
It was a big favorite of Queen Elizabeth II. She loved her horses and her dogs. We know the dogs maybe corgis. and all kinds of racing horses.
Rồi,
She was still walking the dogs really
Dung nhà
late
và ép
into
được
her
xe
life.
dưới.
Of course, we know the Queen died just a couple of 3 years ago, and she was still walking the dogs well into her 90s. She was still riding horses, and she was definitely still watching the race horses well into her 90s, especially after Prince Philip, her husband, had died. It was one of the very few times you saw her with a smile on her face. Was when her horses were winning. But we could see Ascot Racecourse over on the right hand side. You see through the trees the big grandstand, and then we'll see out into the actual course in just a moment, still on the right hand side. Big event there every year is in June. It's called Royal Ascot, and the whole thing goes back to the early part of the 1700s, just over 300 years ago. We first started having the horse racing here at Ascot. And we will very sure. Again, that has a receiver. I have a microphone for it, and we'll use those just so you can hear me when we're on the way up to the castle. It won't be very long. It's only about 10 minutes on the way up there. From the outside today, the chapel, St. George's Chapel, the church which is inside the walls of the castle. It's a Sunday today, so there'll be a service going on. There'll be various services throughout the day going on inside the church. It is still a working church, but we'll see that. You'll see that from the outside, and it is where the name was a very German name because it came from Prince Albert, who was the husband of Queen Victoria, who was on the throne back in the 1800s, 1837 through to 1901, and they thought that was a very long reign at that time. But then we see Queen Elizabeth II went even longer, from 1952 through to just a couple of years ago, and then the children took Prince Albert's name, so they took the male name. That was what generally happened at that time, or generally still does in most places. Most cases, I should say, rather. And then, however, we get to the First World War, and you see that William the Conqueror, he built a big ring of castles all around London. Most of those now, they're gone, or there's very little ruins of them, but Windsor is still here because a couple of reasons. Number one, it's on the River Thames, so that meant it was easy to travel in and out from London. Makes sense. Also, it is close by to the Great Park, and the kings used to come out and use Windsor Castle as a hunting lodge, a place to live while they were going hunting. You can see some animals on the left, but they're not deer, they are cows over here on the left hand side. Big horns. So yes, just to go back to the practical things, once we get into the coach park, we're going to walk up all together. I'll have the umbrella up in the air so you can see where we're going. And then you're in. They are looking for knives, scissors, drones, bombs, liquid. Fine. I know I said it's airport style, but they're not worried about water, Coca-Cola, orange juice, whatever other drinks you've got. It's totally fine, no problem. A roof above your head. You can take photographs of whatever you want. When you're inside, there will be signs saying no photos. There are bathrooms inside the castle. There are shops inside the castle. There are restrooms. Sorry, I've already said that. There are cafes inside the castle as well. So you've got all those kind of things. There's all of those things outside the castle afterwards. So all the amenities you might need. Just so bring with you anything that you might need for the next couple of hours. We will go, and you can go and have a look around in those gardens. They'll be very well signposted inside the castle as well.
mái nhà đẹp quá ha.
Here we go, let's just head off the coach and we'll meet just next to this clock over here on the left hand side, and then we'll be ready to go up to the castle. Here we go, thank you.